Hello, everyone. Welcome to PlagueCon 2021. I'm your host, Peyton Klein, a former commentator for the Game Weekly, though I still show up from time to time, but I'm not actually full time at this point anyway. I would like to give a special thanks to Anthony Roush for giving me the honor and privilege to host this event. But to get on to things, we have here Anthony Roush himself. Undead Freak 78, the creator of The Plague, the main writer, and the actor of Anthony. Herbal Tea Time, the actor of Samantha and David, and the two co-writers for the season, Dan's Reviews and Mega Matt 1254. So the... Huh? Oh, I thought that you said something. I would like to ask you some questions tonight. First off, starting with what gave you the idea for the PlagueCon?
I know every year I've released a trailer, and that's been about it. But I've never been able to actually sit and go in depth about a season and answer questions about a season. Other than last year with season 4, I was able to do one Q&A. But I didn't want to do a Q&A this year because, of course, you have the actors, and then now there's, you have Dan and Matt as co-writers, who I wanted to include in as part of actually being able to sit and discuss because, it's not only my show, but it's the actors' show and these two's show. It's not just my show. Of course, and like you've seen the show, so basically you're considered fans. So we have a mixture of everything here. So this year, it's more about wanting to go in depth to the fans, all of us together, being able to do it, and being able to show the trailer and discuss about it and everything else as we'll see later on. But that's what gave me the idea for PlagueCon this year, and for possibly every year that the Plague's around, and even after the show's over, there'll be other content to continue PlagueCon with. But that's what gave me the idea for it so far.
Well, that sounds like some very exciting news, considering the future of the Plague as we know it. So my second question is, this is for Dan and Matt, actually. What is it like being co-writers for the show now?
Oh man, it's actually pretty crazy because me and Dan actually found out about the show through Dan's Reviews, and back then this is back when we were watching the OG season 4, and I remember me and him would talk about it at the end of every episode, and basically been sticking with it since then. And it's pretty crazy to actually be writing with Dan and Undead Freak now, and it's actually been a fun experience.
I loved it. Honestly, it's it's crazy to think that I was basically a little kid with a squeaky voice that I'm sure everybody remembers back in the day. Used to review this show, way back when the show was beginning. And I don't know, I just never expected to be at this point where I'm actually, helping Anthony write the show and, helping him, just make the show that we all know and love. So it's been a great experience so far, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Yeah, boys. Right, so this is a little side question before I move back to Anthony. What do you guys do as co-writers for Anthony?
Well, basically, we hop on calls and we share ideas together. That's usually what we do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We give him ideas, and we're still doing that, and it's definitely a really cool process so far.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds pretty nice. All right. So moving back onto Anthony, what made you decide to add co-writers to the show after so long of going off your own ideas and just writing it yourself?
Well, you see, for years, how it was, um, all the way up until like the original season 5. Of course, the season 5 coming out next month is the rewrite. All the way up until the original season 5, or all the way up until the stopping the original season 5, I've been the one to write it and always been the one to give the. I mean, every now and again, the actors would like give an idea, and I'd be like, "Oh, well, that's cool. I can possibly use that." Um, but at some point, because of how the original season 5, the way I did it and the way I forced it to be the final season, it wasn't that good. And I never, at that point, I'd kind of thought of it as my own image, and I moved away from the fans' image of it. Um,
Yeah.
and, so I figured, with the rewrite, why not start, having co writers? Somebody to come
Yeah.
in and, people to give ideas, of what they think should happen and to
Yeah.
implement it, and me just write it out into the show. Like, I'd sit and thought about who, and I was thinking, well, Dan and Matt, they're, basically super fans. And, we have some other super fans, but I didn't want to take all the fans in to the writing, because then it just takes away a bunch of the fan experience out there, the vibe of that. So, I thought,
Yeah.
well, the
Yeah.
two big super fans, because, you have Dan, he's always reviewed, always been loyal to this show, and,
Yeah.
still is. And then you have Matt, who's been loyal. He made a tribute about the original season 4 back in 2019. They've done a lot for the show. So I thought, well, let's add them as co-writers, and have them come in and give ideas, because, they were fans and they still are. So now that I've moved the show back to not just being about my image, but the fan image too, about what the fans want. Because the show is not
Yeah.
just mine. The show was made for the fans, so it shouldn't only be mine. It's about the actors and about co-writers, about fans. It's not about just what I want. So that's what gave me
Yeah.
the ideas to bring in co-writers. And so far it's
Yeah.
working great. I've loved working with Matt and Dan. Me and Dan's about to write 2 episodes this upcoming weekend together. It's our first 2
Nice.
writing, but he's
Heck
given
yeah.
ideas for a few of the episodes already. And I've loved them. I've already implemented them. They were great ideas, and Matt's given great ideas too. He worked with me episode 1
All
and
right.
2, and then I had Rebel work with me episode 3 and 4. It's just amazing to see what ideas these great people are given. That I truly never would have thought of, really. But yeah, that's what gave me ideas for co-writers. It's not just about me, but about fans and everybody else.
Yeah. Thinking about the fans is what's best for your viewership and the longevity of the plague. Going on to my next question, what should us fans expect for this season, and what's so good about this year in specific?
So really, this question, I'm going to answer it first, but it's really a question for me, Matt and Dan and even Rebel to answer here. But my answer on that is, this season, expect a lot of, as Dan has said, but a few days ago whenever I showed him episode 1, and Matt has said, it's back to what the plague used to be. It gives off a vibe of season 2 so far in the beginning. So expect a lot of it too. Like season 4's second half, mostly it was not at all really like the show used to be. But now we're getting back to the show. It feels like how season 2 was, without copying it, as I like to say. And expect a lot of creepiness, and especially with episode 2, there's a really a big vibe on what in the world's about to happen, and at a certain moment in the episode, Like with Anthony and Josh in it, it gets a little bit, chaotic and real
Yeah.
creepy and real, worrisome with what they go through. And then you have a scene, with the new character, David. He does something that's just completely very creepy and very fearsome to one of our characters that you'll see, in the trailer. And it's
Yeah.
just very, expect a scary vibe, a more original Plague vibe, and we're gonna see character development. Expect that, especially in the first half. Expect big character, or not really big, but kind of minor, and then the mid-season finale. It's just one of our characters. We're gonna have a big character development with them. So expect that this season too. But I'm gonna move it on to. I'm gonna go ahead and let Dan, and Matt and Rebel. I'll start off with Dan. I'll let Dan go ahead and give his look on what he
All
believes
right.
this season's gonna be so far, and So Dan.
Yeah.
Honestly, this season I can just say is it's very different. Like Anthony said, it's very different from anything we've seen before. It's kind of got a different, feel to it. But also, the same type of thing. We got still our characters as usual. We still got all that, that good stuff. But it's very different. We're heading into it almost feels like a new era of the show. Like, it's almost like we moved into a new stage of the story to where things are changing, but in a really, really good way when I say that. And it's, just the feeling of it, like Anthony said, it's something that the show hasn't experienced, but also, gives you those vibes of what we know this show and like what we know about this show is that it's very different. So I'm just going to say I think it's a really nice change, even though it's the same, but it's different, and it's a very, very good difference. So that's what I would say about season 5. It's a very, interesting kind of feel for the show while staying true to what it is. So that's kind of my take on it.
All right. Sounds pretty nice.
We'll go and we'll have Matt. What's your look on it so far?
Well, from the premiere, honestly, like Dan was saying, with 501, it is a solid episode, and it actually brings me back to like season 2 vibes, which that's like currently that's my favorite season. So it is good to kind of kind of go back to that kind of formula. Plus, so far the cannibal threat seems really cool, and I also really like the twist with the brother and all that. I like that. So yeah, I'm really hyped to see where that goes, and I'm really hyped to see the rest of the season, dude.
All right, yeah.
Sweet. Well,
We'll move on to Rebel real fast, get his opinion, then I'll let you go ahead and
Oh,
move on to
okay.
your next question, Peyton.
Yeah, this season is going to be nothing but exciting. A lot of action inside of it, and it's really going to hit different from other seasons as well. So yeah, this is going to be the best season.
well, me and all of the Plague fans are very excited for what's to come. My next question is for Rebel actually. What should we expect from Samantha this season, and what kind of character is she going? Well, what is she going to be doing this season without giving any spoilers? Pretty much.
I can tell you that Samantha is going to be. Well, I can't say what I want to say because I got to keep it PG. But
Yeah, that's the norm nowadays.
Yeah, but Samantha is going to be a bad one. She's going to kick butt like
Yeah. Plot twist.
yeah. So she's going to get everything done, and can't wait for you guys to see what Samantha have developed this season.
Nice. All right. So this next question is for Anthony. What is your character, like the character that you were going to be like for this season?
Anthony this season, we're gonna see him go through a little bit of a questioning type deal, because of course he doesn't know that David is his brother yet. In the first episode, he comes home and he's just like, where's Scott, and they say he's not back yet, and he gets worried because he knows he should have been back by then. Him and Josh leave to go find Scott, and that's what they do for episode 1 and 2. They leave to go find Scott, and obviously he'll learn about the Ultras, but he won't learn that David's with them until episode 2. And we won't see until episode 3 that he's realized David is his brother. He gets informed then. In between episode 2 and 3. So he don't know David's his brother yet. So right now we're mostly going to see him get back to his, as people like to say it, bad A self. He's going to get back to, his, like it's been said, it'll be a season 2 vibe with his character. He's just going to get out there and start so much action right off the bat. And then whenever he learns David's his brother, we're going to see all of episode 3. Like, he's just going to be in such this mood of question. And, he has a brother out there he never knew about. Because we're going to learn, about how that happened. About how his mother, I can say a little bit of his mother was not around after his age 14, as it's going to be revealed. And she had another child after that. Anthony never seen his mother again after, what happens with her at age 14, and she's gone. He never seen her again. So, and he's like 50 years old now in this season. So he has a brother out there he never knew about, a half brother that now it's going to make him question so much about what he needs to do.
So this next question is for Dan and Matt.
right.
Based off the information that has been provided to me by Anthony, y'all have seen the first episode. So what my next question is, what is y'all's thoughts on the season so far? I mean, is it going to be good, or not so good from the beginning?
I would definitely say it's a very good first episode. I have not seen the rest of the season, so I can't speak on it, but I will definitely say that the premiere itself is a very, very good episode. Sets up the story very well, puts every character journey, I would say, starts every character journey in basically the best way you possibly can. You kind of, in the first episode, you kind of get a lot of different journeys kind of all wrapped into the same story. It's very interesting. We see a lot of what everybody's dealing with, but we, in particular, see what exactly the danger is this season. So I'm very excited for people to see that. It's a very, very good first episode with a lot of intriguing things that make you want more throughout the season. So, that's my thoughts on that.
All right.
My thoughts on that first episode, like I said earlier, the first episode, it's very well done. It's a return to form to the glory days of the show, season 2. Like I said before, it's feels a lot like that. I also really like the build-up, and like I said earlier, the cannibals are looking to be a pretty freaking awesome threat so far. But obviously we'll have to see more. But that's what I think of episode 1. It's a solid watch.
All right. Well, I and all the Plague fans will be very excited to see that as well. All right. So, Anthony, you have obviously been here since the very beginning because you're the creator and all. The first season featured you, Stephen Bragg, aka Bob 1469, and Royal XMC. we know as of season 3, Royal XMC has stepped down from starring in the show along with Steven. What is it like being the only season 1 actor left in the show? The last OG.
It makes me feel old, really. I'm gonna say that much. It makes me feel old. Because obviously it's been 4 years and like 3-4 months now. And like season 3 was like 2.5 years ago, I'm pretty sure, and that's the last I really, they was here for. It's very rewarding to know, that, I have a family now. My little year-old daughter's in the Ford playing, and I have a wife. And I have a job and everything else now, so like it makes me feel good knowing that I'm able to do all of that. And I'm about to star in another show that Cade Woody has, aka Waystone World Official. That I won't say what that show is because I don't want to spoil it. But knowing I'm able to do all of that and be a part of something called the Gaming Weekly, and I still manage so much. Being able to do this show still, it makes me feel good. And, seeing that still got like 3 seasons left to go, or 2 seasons left to go after season 5. And it makes me feel so good knowing I'm able to do it. And I miss the old days. Like, I don't speak to Billy Bob anymore, because of altercations that happened. But he did help build the show at season 1. And Royal XMC, I miss filming with him. He helped build the show, and he helped do so much more in season 2 and 3. And, they were the foundation along with me. And me still being here shows, like, hey, me still acting in the shows. Anthony, still having one of the only season 1 original character left. It makes it feel the same, because him the show would feel old, or not old, but it would feel new and odd. And the way like in the season 4 originally left, and in the last episode that aired of the original season 5 he left. And it made the show feel like what is the show anymore. But with this rewrite of season 5, he's still here, and he's still around doing his thing, and it keeps the show original without making it, staying just old, but also having new come with it. It still has that old feel aspect. So, it feels good. It feels good knowing I'm still here, and of course I'll always be here because I'm the creator. But, I'm glad I'm sticking it out and continuing with everything I have on my plate. I'm glad to say that, without trying to brag, I don't believe I'm ever going anywhere like others have before.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are all still glad that, like, you're still here, the creator of the show, and we look forward to seeing what you do next. My last question of the night is for Rebel here. You, of course, will be playing 2 major characters this season, starring as Samantha and a new character named David. What is it like playing 2 characters, and what should we expect to see from David as the villain in this season 5?
Well, from David, you can expect all types of craziness that goes on between him and his brother. I can't say too much, but it's going to be very chaotic, and I've always loved playing a villain character. Even when I was in another community called the Gaming Weekly, I played a villain over there too. So it is so rewarding to play something other than a good character. But it's a lot of fun. And from Samantha, like I said, you're gonna expect her to be a total Bad A kicking butt, and yeah, it's going to be an exciting season.
Well, I mean, we are most definitely like on the edge of our seats for this season 2 premiere. Speaking of the
Season 5 premiere.
season premiere, the season 5 premiere. Well, I mean, I will leave by first saying that it was amazing being here tonight. You know, like this, just asking y'all these questions that like the play community was wanting the answers to. But now, unfortunately, it's my time to go. But I will leave by saying this: please stick around, because after I'm done here, the season 5 trailer will be playing. So get your popcorn out for that.
Yes.
And on that note, Peyton Klein, aka Xbox Freak Pete, is signing out. Enjoy the trailer.
Alrighty, guys. So we're gonna watch the trailer real fast all together. You won't hear me, Rebel, Dan, or Matt during it because we're gonna let you guys fans watch the trailer. Of course, we're gonna watch it with you, and then after that, we're gonna come back. I'm gonna take over as host, and we're going to. I'm going to let them ask me some questions because, of course, even though they're co-writers, and Rebel's the actor of it, they haven't really seen too much of it. Like Matt's seen episode 1, and like Matt and Dan and Rebel's seen episode 1, and Dan and Matt Matt's seen the script for episode 1 and 2, and Dan has yet to see a script because he's going to be helping me write on 5 and 6 this weekend. I wanted to make sure they all three still had a fan reaction to the trailer, so they'll be able to ask me questions after this. So I'm going to take over as host after this trailer. I'm going to let you guys see this real fast. We're going to watch it real fast, and then we're going to come back and we're going to end the night with some questions about the trailer from them, and then me going on about some things in the trailer and what to expect after. So everybody, like Peyton Klein said, Xbox Freak Pete, get popcorn ready if you haven't already. Hopefully you have. If you haven't, pause the stream real fast and go get some popcorn, get something to drink, except for this 2-minute trailer. It's going to be good. So we'll see you guys here in just a few minutes after the trailer.
Go to heaven, but nobody ever wants to die. Nobody ever wants to die. Nobody ever wants to die. The fire and eat the flame. not stopping. No, we're not stopping. Back from the dead, I rise again. Oh, and I keep on fighting. But I can hear the Reaper calling my name. I can hear the Reaper calling my name. Bless my soul, my time is coming. Oh Lord, don't bury me alive. 'Cause everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody ever wants to die. Nobody ever wants to die. Nobody ever wants to die.
What's up?
So what's up, everybody? We're back. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the trailer. We sure did. Unfortunately, Xbox Street Pete had to step down as host and go. But of course, you know, I'm gonna go ahead with it. We're waiting on Rebel to get back too. So I'll go ahead and just the questions now. It's just basically gonna be us discussing the trailer, talking about what we liked, and Dan and Matt and Rebel talking about what they liked, you know. And then I'm going to talk about the trailer in specific and what's to come from it. And of course, since details I couldn't talk about earlier in PlagueCon before the trailer, I'll be able to talk about now. So let me read something real fast. Okay. Okay, so like I was saying anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with like Dan here. Dan, I'm gonna start with you. What did you like about the trailer? What are you excited for about being able to write about and seeing yourself in the show?
I really like the just general look of David so far. I think his arc is it's gonna be interesting for sure, because I kind of I'm kind of sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a group of villains, as usual in this show, but we're definitely seeing something different, and that's the vibe we get in this trailer. He's a very different villain, and I'm kind of excited, especially because there's the connection to Anthony. It kind of makes you wonder, like, how intense will this get? Seeing the backstory the two of these guys have, so it's kind of cool that we're going to be getting that too. To kind of learn a little bit more of the two of them as brothers and stuff. So the trailer intrigued me with that, and then also really enjoyed kind of seeing the flashbacks in the trailer, as well as a bunch of Plague people. There's a lot of that, a lot of action in the trailer, and like I said, the music selection is honestly really good. So yeah, really, really good trailer, and good way to kind of get us ready for the season with a lot of Plague people action and a lot of cool stuff like that. So yeah, really good trailer. Absolutely, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So, and with that said, yeah, I'm really excited because I know we get to write. Episode 6 is an episode we get to write about David together big time, and that's what I can't wait for, is being able to write an episode with you about David, because I know how intrigued you are about that character too. And just like how mad he is, and I've got to write with him on it already, I can't wait to write that episode with you, because it's just going to be such a good episode. And chaos that happens with him in an episode, we get to write about the aftermath in episode 5. So, that's what I cannot wait for to do. But yeah, definitely this season's just it's different and exciting coming up. And the stuff with Anthony and David is just going to be absolutely amazing. So with all that said, I'm going to move on to Matt real fast here. What's so same question as Dan, what are you excited to write about, and what are you excited about so far, that you have seen and written, and what was good, what do you have to say about it, and then what are you excited to see in upcoming episodes that we haven't got to yet?
Okay, so easily the most hyped thing this season is to see the brutality and the horror of this cannibal group, and to see how like the whole brother link plays into all of that, and the personal like connection there. It adds potential for like a lot more of a like how could I word it, like I guess more personal like journey for Anthony this time around. Also, another thing that I'm really hyped to see is to see how like how our characters react to this, like our side characters and all that. And in terms of like writing, it was actually something I really enjoyed writing with you was the opening scene, and adding a nice little idea that we did where we had like the cannibals use the plague people as like barriers around their camp and stuff. That was actually a really fun thing to implement and all that.
Yeah, that idea you gave me about them running into plague people and like getting trapped in the city while trying to get home. I loved writing that, and just the way it plays out. As you see in the trailer, there's like so many, and you're gonna see it's just on top and top and top. Like it's barely any of the screen you'll see no plague people in it. Like there's just so many plague people. But the scene you're talking about, actually, and I think of it, is the barrier around their camp in the city in episode 1 that we're going to see. How they're using plague people to kind of they're showing people that, hey, we keep our place protected. And at the same time, delaying people from getting to them. Because obviously they're going to believe the altruists don't use guns, but they know other people do. So they're going to, talk about it at some point, why they do that is because when people attack, they usually use guns, and they can hear that, and we're gonna see that Anthony's gonna note that John's gonna note that he's gonna be like, we can't use guns, they'll hear us, and Anthony's like, you can use a melee weapon. That's what we're doing. You've got to do it. That's how we're doing it, and that's how we see them do it to try to get to them. Now, whether they get to them or not, of course, I can't say because the fans watching, but, of course, and Dan knows, and Rebel knows how it goes. That's the interesting part to wait and see, are they even going to make it to them? But, yeah, this season's definitely plague-packed. I will say that, unlike any other season, every episode you'll see a plague person, at least a few. It's just this season it's getting to, because the show used to show plague people a lot, and that's another vibe that brings it back to how it was, is we'll see more plague people instead of just, people. We'll see the plague people more this season, and we're going to see them kind of be a threat at some point. But yeah, so that's why I'm excited about this season, is getting every single bit of that. And, I'm glad to see you guys are excited about the same things I'm excited for, and I'm glad to write with you guys. But we're gonna take a very quick break, everybody. So that way we can give Rebel time to get back, and it gives us time to go, use the bathroom or get something to drink if we need. So when we get back, everybody, we'll close it out with me giving my thoughts, or not my thoughts really, but my in-depth about some stuff, in-depth detail about some stuff that was in the trailer that I wasn't able to talk about earlier, and then what to expect, and then of course we'll end this panel of PlagueCon which is the Plague Show panel, and then we're going to have a surprise panel after this about something that's going to be announced with the Plague coming up, and a little bit of detail about it, and a little bit of it being showed off, in which I'm going to go ahead and say I'm glad to say I'm working with Cade Woody on. It's so amazing. So, we'll be right back. We're going to take a very quick few-minute break, and then we'll be back. Of course, I'm just going to cut it out, so you guys ain't really sitting and waiting for like 5 minutes on what we're doing. I'll just cut that out from the moment we went off of it to back onto it. So we'll see you guys here in a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody. We're gonna start this off with, like I said, talking about a little bit of stuff in the trailer, talking about what to expect, and then we're going to hang our hats and head on to the next panel. So I just want to go on about a few things I didn't touch on about, like the Plague People. This season, we're going to see a whole lot of Plague People. This season, we'll focus more on that, too. Along with, they'll be kind of a side thing because they are what makes the show, and the show kind of deviated a little bit from them after the season. I mean, the first half of season 4 dealt with them a lot, but other than that, we didn't deal with them too much since season 2. So, we are going to see a lot of Plague People come in. We're going to see, them deal with them a lot this season. And at some point, they're going to become a really big deal. But, before we go on off of that, I do want to ask, their thoughts on, all the Plague People coming in with that is. So, Dan, what's your thoughts on seeing more Plague People this season?
I love it. I love how we're going into, more of a, it's kind of like, we've got the main threat with the, David's group and stuff. And then we're mainly also like, I kind of almost got this vibe in the trailers that, Plague People and David's group, there really is no forefront threat. It's almost like both are taking like a 50-50 type of, amount of screen time. So I like that. I think that's actually, and again, speaking of different, like that's one thing we haven't really seen. Like with the Plague, it's always more the human threat that takes the priority, whereas this season is kind of a mix of both. But I think the Plague is, the Plague People is going to be very interesting to see because there is a lot more, which obviously can be more deadly in a situation like this. And obviously we're further into the timeline of the world, so there's going to be more of them walking around probably now, which would cause more danger for the group. So, it's probably more dangerous than it's ever been because now there's more of them going around and there's more of that going on. Plus also David's group on top of that. So it's definitely, in terms of a threat, it's one of the most interesting seasons because there's more Plague People, I would say, than ever. So that's really cool.
So, Matt, what is your thought on the situation with more Plague People being this season?
I like that they're being used to more as like a threat now, and I like that the new villain group is finding a way to implement them as like a more like formidable force. Also, this is a bit spoilery, so I won't discuss it like obviously in full, but I'll say I really like the reveal that you leave about a certain like plague person type of reveal in 501 that I really like.
Yeah, one that has to do with scene with Samantha and Doc. Yeah, that much can be said. That is something I am excited for fans to see, is the reveal about what actually happens. We're going to see that over the season. We're going to see small reveals about how the plague works. Like, we're going to learn a reveal with this, as you've seen Anthony talking about it in the trailer. Which is something I'll get to in a minute, actually. So I'll go ahead and wait to get on that topic. But we're going to learn more about Plague People this season. A little bit more about, how they work, why, they are like they are and stuff like that. So that is something. There's going to be cool details about stuff this season. It's kind of intriguing. So I do agree with you there on that. And so yeah, so far I'm loving the, things you guys are saying. I really am. Rebel, what is your thought about all the Plague People? Of course, you get to fight them, you get to fight them as, an actor, so it's kind of, cool. And I know sometimes whenever, like, you'll see on set that there's a bunch of Plague People, you'll constantly ask, does Samantha fight them? Does David fight him? Do I fight
Yeah.
him at all? Like, I know you love fighting. I love it too. Like, I love the parts before we're like, we've sat and got to, swing machetes and hatchets and wield guns and and me and you kind of acted out all the characters for the first few episodes so far while the other actors are still getting back home from where they were. So we had to kind of do some improvising there. So you
Right.
got to fight with me, as you got to fight as Josh and me as Anthony in 502 with all the big plague people we're gonna see. So what's your thoughts on it? All the plague people coming in this season.
It's going to be so much fun. Seeing all the fight scenes and stuff. Like you said, I had a lot of fun killing them myself. So, but along with you, but it's going to be exciting. I can't wait to see more of the plagued people fighting as well.
Well, with that said, we're going to move on to another part in the trailer, which is the big reveal. There's two big reveals, but one of them's kind of big in a slight little moment where we see Anthony jump down and start shooting plague people because Josh, there's going to be a certain person show up this season that Josh is going to kind of wonder, are the altruists kind of right in a way? Because it's confirmed in this that they are cannibals because Anthony says, this is how we survive, by killing plague people, not eating human flesh, just to gain immunity and have that immunity for just a little bit while. So he confirms that there is immunity to people eating flesh, and it confirms the altruists are cannibalists. And he jumps down to kill him to prove a point, Josh. Because there's going to be a little bit difference between them there. Not a big, difference like season 4 where they hate each other. Just a little bit of a, Anthony's trying to make Josh understand, and Josh is trying to make Anthony understand without them, wanting to kill each other. It's basically like a little bit of a indifference with debate. So we're going to see that, and he's just. The confirmation about it is just, and the crazy thing is there's the cannibals are here. That's another thing. Like I said, we'll learn stuff about the plague people. Now we're learning that you gain and we're going to learn it's a month of immunity with eating human flesh. So it's just that's the creepiness, and that's another thing that contributes to Anthony's questioning and mine going to just goo in episode 3. So what's everybody's thoughts on that? I'm gonna start from the bottom of my list here. I'm gonna go ahead and start with Rebel on it. What is your thoughts on the fact that now the group is dealing with cannibals?
I think this is something new that they have to work with now. Now they have to worry about people eating other people. So it was a bit frightening. So I can't wait to see more.
Yeah, they're definitely having a tough time this season fighting with cannibals. I'll say that much. It's very rough. So I'm gonna move on to Matt here. Matt, what's your intake on the cannibalists versus our group this season and the craziness of it?
Oh, it's definitely a new type of threat that our group has to face. And if you can't answer this question, that's fine because it could be spoilery. But I am curious, the more you eat people, do you gain more immunity, or is it just the 1 month, one and done type of thing?
Let's say that David eats somebody, has enough immunity. Let's say he goes 2 weeks without eating any flesh. Come that week and he starts eating flesh. Hold on just a moment. Okay. Just a minute here. Again, I'm dealing with a child. The way it works is if he waits 2 weeks, eats human flesh, he'll gain like 2 more additional weeks on that month he had. Like it basically just gives you a month without adding more to the month. So like he still basically has a month just plus 2 weeks that he waited. So like if he waited like 4 weeks, like a month is 30 days. So like if he waits 1 days each person, then he'll have a month and a day left. That's how that works.
Gotcha.
So moving on now to you, Dan. What is your thoughts on these cannibals versus our group?
Very different. Very different when it comes to a group. We've seen so many threats. I mean, I could use as examples Andy, Scott, Victor. Honestly, we've seen a lot, but this is something different because their motives are different. We've never seen a group like this in the Plague before. They're after them for food to stay alive and to eat them, which is something that we've never seen before. Like Andy or Scott or Victor, they never wanted to eat our characters alive. So it's definitely a little different when it comes to that, but it's unique and it's something that we haven't seen in this show, which is why I think it's going to work very well. And honestly, I think in terms of a threat, I think it's going to be very cool. Mixing that with more Plague people is just going to add to just how crazy it is. But in terms of a threat, I'm just going to say it's the most dangerous I think we've seen in this show so far, at least when it comes to a concept. So definitely intriguing. I will say that.
Yeah. There's one more thing I want to talk about. Kind of one thing I want to mention real fast. I ain't going to ask you questions, but I'm just going to mention it. We do have that creepy aspect, as I was saying earlier, we see with David. It seems as, Samantha does try to talk to him and tries to talk him into, backing down, but we're going to see it don't work. We're going to see he attacks somebody, and obviously somebody is below him when he does it. So what's going on there I can't spoil, but I'm going to say it's going to be a big change. I won't say if it's for the show or for certain characters or, certain people or what. But he's going to do something there that's going to, majorly affect somebody. And he's going to do something there that's just something we've never seen in the show. Following that, something happens that it's so messed up and so creepy and so horrid that, it's something, it's going to be to show people. These altruists ain't playing like other villains have in the past. These altruists, they mean what they say. And if you don't follow what they say, they do go off the consequences they mention. And it's going to make it very rough for our characters this season. So I will say that much. But moving on, the end of the trailer, we see 36 years ago, we see Anthony Young, not only him, but we see his mother. That's going to play out, as I said earlier, something with his mother. We're going to see her this season. Some stuff happen with her. We're going to learn through flashbacks in episode 3, through multiple flashbacks, what happened with her and what happened with Anthony. Anthony never seen her again after what happened. But we're going to see what caused her to leave. And it's just, we're going to learn so much about Anthony back then compared to now. He was, let's just say his mind was somewhere else back then. Far somewhere else. We're going to see how cruel his character could be. But just to see that's what I want to ask everybody about really is, that moment there. And I'm going to start again from the top of my list now. Dan, what is your thoughts on the fact that, seeing 36 years ago, Anthony at 14 years old is what he is, seeing him, what is it like?
Very cool, because it's a storyline that we've never seen before, and it's also something that, we're actually learning. It's, it kind of falls into the whole thing that I talked about with the Cannibal Group, honestly, is that it's like we're facing a threat that's unique. And also, we've never seen this kind of connection to our group before. Every other threat, it's a bad guy that they have to defeat or this and that. With this one, it's actually more personal this time around. There's more of a story to it, which, in my opinion, plays into the whole season. Like, that flashback might honestly describe the whole season to me, to be honest, because, depending on how that goes, we're going to learn how exactly everything's connected, why everything's connected the way it is. And, the cannibals themselves, everything with the family, it's going to all connect to the main story with the the cannibals. So it's kind of like it's our way of basically learning about our villain group, also at the same time learning about our main character. It's all connected in one thing. So by that, I think that's actually one of the most interesting plots, for sure, that we've seen in a long, long time, because it's connected to our main character, our main villain, and it's all connected into the main story that's currently happening while showing flashbacks. So I like it. I think it's really, really cool.
So I like your opinion on it really well. And you're right, it is very intriguing seeing it all, especially with that. Like, that's going to be like, and it fits. Like, in recent seasons when we have flashbacks, it's with a short episode, but this episode is 25 minutes long. We're going to see that mixed with, it's going to be the same amount of time as the present day in the episode, and at the end of the episode, we're going to learn how it connects with Anthony. Like, this whole episode, at the end, it'll show that Anthony, in his head, this is more of an episode like PTSD of 4X13. This episode is basically Anthony's head, what's going on in his head. And we'll learn at the end of the episode that how those flashbacks made him how he is today, because of certain things that, he was told in the flashbacks by his mother. Towards the last flashback of the episode, it's something that's said to him in it by note that that you hear Anthony talk about when it comes back to him talking about, I should have never done this, and this is why I listen because of this. And we're gonna learn that this whole episode he's thought about it, and that's what kind of has him, is he knows the fact that his mother left and was gone, that his brother was born out of it, and now they're dealing with all this. And that's what kind of gets him the whole episode, is that you'll hear him talk about earlier how he regrets, something that happened that caused it all to happen. And, he's going to, at the end, we'll see it, that, he knows that because of that, he is how he is, and he's got to do some certain things to protect his own family now, his group, his family. So, it all works out well. It's an amazing story that's going to be told. That's for sure. So I'm going to move on to Matt here. Matt, what is your, thoughts?
On the flashback.
Yes.
I think it'll be a cool, it'll piece the puzzle of a lot of the lore together. And I think you confirmed we're seeing that with the David character as well, right?
Yeah, we are going to see, David's point of view about their mom, about, he's going to be talking to a certain character this season about, what happened with his mother, how his mother told him about the moments after she was gone from Anthony, and then it'll skip all the way to the moments of before, what happens with her with David, of what makes David, go and find Anthony. We're going to see, that of his perspective too.
Cool. Well, like I was saying earlier, I think the flashbacks are going to be a cool way to connect a lot of other seasons of the show together, really delve into our main character more. And I think it has great potential to really build up Anthony's character more.
Yeah, it definitely does, and it definitely it reveals a lot on Anthony. It really does. Rebel, what is your outlook on the us seeing and 36 years ago with Anthony and his mom? Of course you play the character of his mom, so what is your look about it all?
So first, when you told me that I needed to that the mother would have to look like from the 80s or 90s, I was gonna put someone like Shanae Jenkins, but I'm like, okay, I gotta keep it classy, so but she's a cool mom, from what I played as, I can't wait to see more, or I can't wait to do more with the mom character. So, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna close out with this. I'm gonna ask one final question to each of you, and then, of course, we'll go ahead and end the night with that, and move on to the next panel with me and Cade Woody, aka Waste One World Official. So I'm gonna start off a little bit different. I'm gonna ask you on a little bit different order than what I've done. I'm gonna start with you, Matt, on this. What was your thoughts on the trailer?
My thoughts on the trailer?
Yeah.
Well, like I said earlier, it was a good trailer, good build-up. It was cool to see Dan's quote in there, too. It was cool to see that. And I also really like the, the suspense building with the plague people showing the cannibals attacking at full force now. And the little, almost like a little teaser of, something brutal's about to go down. When you see David swing the machete, then you just see, blood spurt everywhere. It's it's going to be cool for fans to kind of, guess what's happening there and all that.
Yeah, I will say it definitely is. Of course, you got to write that episode with me, and I loved writing that with you. That episode was amazing. Like I said, I can't wait to write with Dan either. His episodes are upcoming. I wrote with Rebel already. But I'm going to move on now. Dan, what was your thoughts on this trailer?
Very, very good trailer, honestly. Sets up the season well from what I can tell. One of the most intriguing things, as I've said before, is the amounts of plague people is something very different, as well as the cannibal group and the music and the way everything's shown. And then that last little bit with the flashback of 36 years late or 36 years before is something that I kind of didn't expect to see in the trailer. I'm going to be honest. I kind of thought that's something that, maybe if it would happen in the season. So I like how you kind of gave people a little bit of a look into that as well too. So I'm going to say it's a very good trailer, and it makes, I would say at least someone like me very excited to not only work on it, but watch it as well. And it's a really good trailer, honestly, with a lot of, like I said, music is key in a trailer. And honestly, that's one thing you nailed, honestly. And I'm going to compliment that because, man, music is hard to find for a trailer, and I think you nailed it with everything, with all the clips and everything in it. So, honestly, if anything, it just makes me, desire the return any more. So, amazing trailer, dude. Very, very good.
Thank you for all that. And your quote in it, I put that in there because it definitely, your quote, what you said the other day, it is what this season is. It definitely is what it is. And that's why I stuck that in there, and it is, and people are gonna see that, and of course, all you guys are gonna see it too, because how you guys, whenever you see the episodes that you haven't written, the ones you don't know what happens in, you're gonna see that, and you're gonna love it. That is the fact. I love how you guys have a fan aspect, is you still get to see what the show is and what it's gonna be. Again, I cannot wait. Few days we get to write together, so I can't wait to see how your ideas while putting stuff together especially go. But I'm gonna move on here to Rebel real fast, and we're gonna end here. What is your thoughts on the trailer, Rebel, as an actor and as a fan?
As an actor, I loved it. I loved Dan's quote as well in the trailer, so it was awesome. I love the music choice. Yes, it's very hard to put music to trailers and to different scenes in a show, so it's very hard. But you nailed it. You did outstanding, and I can't wait to watch other trailers of different episodes. So I can't wait for this season to start.
It's definitely, I can't wait for everybody to see it, that's for sure. So I'm going to close it out real fast with, like I was saying, everybody, we're going to go ahead and go with what we said. Like I said, I'm glad I had, you, Matt, Rebel. I'm glad I had all three of you tonight. It was fun doing this with you guys. I can't wait to write with you in a few days, Dan. Episode 5 and 6 will be amazing to write with you. And I'm glad to have you writing them with me, just like, Matt with episode 1 and 2 and Rebel episode 2 and 3. So I just want to say real fast, everybody, with Dan, go check out his World Gone Mad on his channel. It's an amazing show. I definitely recommend it. All these guys here, they have awesome shows that they've all created. Just like with Matt, go check out his Survival of the Fittest series. It's an amazing show too. It's made it so many seasons. It's catching up with the Plague real fast, and so is World Gone Mad. Actually, it's really catching up. And like I said, you guys have done good. Like, I know, like, you used to just do reviews, and I know Matt, I looked at his channel for, he's done little teeny projects for, and now to see you guys doing all this stuff, it makes me feel good knowing that with me doing the Plague, it had you guys go out to start doing, all these shows, and seeing what you guys have grown into doing, what you guys love doing now. It makes me feel good, and being able to still talk to you guys after all that, it's amazing to, be part of, of course, the showrunner community with you guys, and seeing all these shows coming in. It's so amazing. I will say that. And then everybody go check out Rebel in the Gaming Weekly. Amazing commentator, amazing actor there. He's been there so many years. I joined in 2017, and he was already there before me. He's played so much. He's played Ender Hacker. He's played...
the leader of the Rebel Weekly.
The leader of the Rebel Weekly. He's played so much there, and I've worked with him so much before, and it's been so fun to work with Rebel, like so amazing. So you guys go check out that for sure, and just go check out all these amazing people's shows. They're awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and make the announcement here, actually. Here soon, I'm going to start reviewing Dan's show, and then Matt's show, and then I'm going to review Wasteland World Official. I'm going to start reviewing it too, because of course Dan has reviewed for years for the Plague, and I want to pay him back somehow. And Matt has reviewed for the Plague too and done a tribute for it. I want to pay him back. And Rebel, me and him play constantly. There's nothing unfortunate I can review on him, but I am going to figure out something for him, because I do want to pay all these amazing people back for what they've done and what they're doing now, and writing now, and acting, and everything else. So, like I said, I enjoyed having you guys here. Is there anything else you guys got to say real fast before, we leave out?
No, not on my end. How about you guys?
So,
I'm continue to talk with Tea Time on my channel. I do talk with Tea Time where I do reviews of on different topics. So come check that out. I also do TikToks as well. My TikTok is Tea Time Palmer 6. So yeah.
Anything you guys say, Matt?
Yeah, I got this as a hand-me-down today, so this is actually, yeah.
Nice.
It's really epic too. See, you have an Xbox now. Maybe we can play sometime and get some Xbox Live. Of course, me and Rebel have it there. Yeah, it'll be fun to do.
Once I hook it up, I'll add you on there.
All right. So like I said, I'm glad I had you guys. Dan, I can't wait to see, because I know you said you're going to continue reviews still. Can't wait to see your reviews. Are always good. And of course, Matt would do it from time to time, and I can't wait to see that. And I know before Rebel has done, Talk with Tea Time episode about it. I can't wait to see all that. I can't wait to see more of your guys' shows. Of course, I have to catch up a little bit because how busy I've been, but I can't wait to start reviewing them. I can't wait to start doing that. That's something I've looked forward to recently. I was talking to one of you guys about it a few weeks ago back. I think it was Matt. I can't wait to do that. And then as for everybody else here watching because of the Plague, I'm going to end with this. The Plague returns September 27th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on my channel on UndeadFreak78, and it's probably going to branch off to other stuff, but it is about to be over, and or not about to be over, but it's about to air, and then yeah, so I'll see you guys on the 28th. Yeah, so be expected for a little bit more content, like images, teaser trailers, and everything else to come out until then. Until then, my name is my name is Anthony Roush, aka UndeadFreak78. Dan's reviews over here to my right. Mega Matt 1254 below me, and Rebel T Tom 87 to my bottom right. So thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys everybody that watched, and we'll see you guys here in the next panel with a surprise one.